Curtis Axl signs were confiscated right before Raw.
Why?
I don't know. Curtis Axl, that's the whole thing. Curtis Axl signs, not allowed. That's it.
Done.
But Curtis Axl was definitely over with the Minneapolis fans this Monday night on Raw, and he made the most of it. Before his match with Bo Dallas, Axl cut a great promo about talking about his lineage, and the crowd popped big time when he mentioned his father and grandfather. Axl threw his hands up, clapped, and chanted "Skull." I don't understand that.
Clapped his hands and screamed "Skull."
Skull, like I'm assuming SKOL, like the chewing tobacco brand. I don't know.
Okay.
Sure. There's an A in there, I'm sure. But as the crowd played along, it was a sight to behold, and arguably the greatest reaction that Curtis Axl has probably ever received during his WWE career. Unfortunately for Axl, and the love of the crowd wasn't enough to help him get the victory over, as he lost his match against Bo Dallas. Things didn't get much better for Curtis after he left the ring either. According to multiple fans in attendance, Curtis Axl's signs were being confiscated at Raw last night. Or on Monday night, excuse me. Axl and some fans took to Twitter to express their displeasure over the confiscated signs, and Axl even asked WWE why they would take them. And some stuff that the people were saying, Curtis went to Twitter and said, "At home, great night tonight," and hashtag WWE Minneapolis. "I find it bizarre when I heard WWE was confiscating Axl signs at ringside."
Oh.
A fan of Axl said, WWE just took our Curtis Axl sign. Screw you, at Vince McMahon. Going the direct approach.
Wow.
Another guy, WWE just took my sign, but that's okay. Curtis Axl should be the champion and always will be.
It's good that Curtis Axl is getting a little over.
Yeah, I mean,
I never thought it would happen.
He's not a bad wrestler
He's
by
not,
any means. It's just his gimmick is meh.
Boring.
Like, there's nothing to it.
He's portrayed very bland. I'm not going to say he's very bland.
Yeah.
But
it's the
he's
gimmick
portrayed very bland. Or he hasn't even really been given a gimmick.
Is he still doing that stupid Axl Mania crap?
That was the best he's ever done.
That really annoyed the piss out of me.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. But, I mean, I guess it's just... This is where the rumors and the accusations from a lot of fans that accused the suits in WWE that they really try to keep certain people down.
Yeah.
This is why they have these accusations.
Why do you think Titus O'Neil hasn't done anything?
Right. And look at Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
You know, even though they gave him a slight push.
For a day.
For a good day and a half. But, I don't know. It's amazing that they even gave Daniel Bryan something.
Yeah.
And we all know that that's the reason why he became a main eventer was because the crowd was so behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were literally hijacking every show if they were not getting Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess it's
smart
what you have to
move
do
on
now.
fan part, I guess.
Sure, but it's a shame that that's what you have to do now.
Yeah. To get something half decent.
I mean, if it's a work, best work in the world.
Yeah.
But if it... So far from what I see with Curtis Axl, he's not necessarily hot like Brian Danielson. That's his real name, but Daniel Bryan, he's not hot like he was. Yet they're trying to keep him down. I don't understand that. I thought the whole point was to build people up.
Yeah.
And if you have people liking you, that's good. That means more money for you.
Yeah.
If you're portraying someone as a nobody that can't even have people in there with signs, where's your money going?
Like, it's 5 people.
You're right.
Honestly, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Why would they confiscate them? I've never found out.
Did you see pictures of the signs? Did you know what they said? Were they like...
I'm sure I have no idea. I'm sure it wasn't anything bad. It's Curtis Axl.
Well, sure, but like, I don't know. I mean, I can't see a lot of the little kids loving Curtis Axl. I don't know. I like to see what those signs may have said.
Yeah.
Because if the sign said anything obligatory for live television...
Then I understand.
I will understand that. But if it's just a Curtis Axl or whatever, I mean, there's no reason for that.
Yeah. He's just a wrestler.
Yeah, so I'd like to look into that. Maybe we'll see a picture
more
of
stuff
it.
surfaces.
Sure.
Vince McMahon reportedly blew a gasket during Lesnar's segment on Raw.
You're fired!
Just like Vince McMahon's heated blood this following week. This week on Raw, Brock Lesnar made his return to television, accompanied by his advocate, Paul Heyman. Paul got on the mic and put down Goldberg, then told the audience that the Goldberg chants are really starting to piss Brock Lesnar off.
Brock Lesnar!
Paul tried his best to get the Minneapolis crowd to chant for Goldberg, but Brock's hometown crowd responded with enthusiastic Suplex City chants. Eventually, a few sections of the crowd started chanting for Goldberg, but after a while, the chants eventually changed to Goldberg sucks. Paul Heyman and
Brock Lesnar.
just kind of stood in the ring and looked around at the crowd for a while when
I hate that delay.
When his music hit, it started playing, and he left the ring without saying anything else. The segment was awkward, to say the least, and it didn't do anything for the storyline. Brian Alvarez noted on the Wrestling Observer Radio that Vince McMahon allegedly blew a gasket backstage over the reaction from the fans. The segment was supposed to go at least another 5 minutes longer, but Vince McMahon made the call and pulled the plug on the segment.
You know, what does Vince McMahon expect?
He can't control what fans like.
He needs to get that through his head. Obviously, I guess that night, Vince McMahon just had his panties in a bunch and just wanted to control everything, including the audience's taste. Mm-hmm. Because that's the same night that they grabbed the Curtis Axl signs.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to control who the crowd boos and cheers. I'm sorry, no.
No, it's not. It's
You got a guy like Brock Lesnar who, I'd say
Who?
60... Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, help me out.
Brock Lesnar.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Right. So you have a guy like Brock Lesnar, and
Lesnar.
about 60% of the fans love the Beast. I don't feel like clicking it no more. I have the point to make. I need to lay it to Sass down right now. And you're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, his hometown. It doesn't matter whether you're a heel or a face in the history of professional wrestling. If you're in that hometown, you are going to get cheered no matter what, because they like the fact that someone's representing their city. Mm-hmm. It's not because that maybe the storyline's not going anywhere. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that you're in your actual town. And I believe we had the Latin Madman one to speak.
What's going on, Juan?
He's got something
Hey, buddy.
to say.
Guys, what's going on?
How are you?
What's going on? Listen, I just wanted to chime into this whole situation because I saw that on SmackDown last night when that occurred on Raw when it occurred on Monday night.
Right.
And it seemed to me that he was in his hometown. Obviously, had the crowd on his side because there wasn't a lot of Goldberg enthusiasts there.
Naturally.
But I think where Vince McMahon blew his stack is the fact that that Brock was in his own hometown and didn't utter a fucking word. He didn't say a thing.
He's not supposed to.
No, but you're in your hometown. Maybe that's what the fans were expecting. I mean, if you had Goldberg literally say that, all right, I'm going to kick your fucking ass, and he did it live on TV. Why not respond? I think that's what the fans were really, really looking for, was a response directly from
Brock Lesnar.
And sometimes you get sick and tired of listening to the little fat sausage talk. And, you want to hear it from the Beast himself because Brock can talk a good talk. Exactly, when he wants to. So I think that's where Vince probably lost it.
Yeah.
Be it that they had 5 minutes left and, on the show and it didn't
live.
take up much time. And like they say, it costs money to be on the air.
However, I will say this, though. It gives you more time to put out a good match later. Mm-hmm. That's the good thing about wrestling. You have your spaces where you can put them out.
Or you could just plug for $9.99 a month.
There you go.
Yeah,
DJ
that's
has
true,
something
too.
to say.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons why Brock doesn't talk is because I disagree. I don't think he really is very good on the mic.
Oh, he's awful.
He's awful on the mic. He has a really high-pitched voice that doesn't match his stature at all, which is why Paul Heyman does a lot of the talking for him.
Exactly.
Because Paul Heyman knows limits. That all the promos that he had for WrestleMania this year were literal garbage. Or the whole, not for WrestleMania, for SummerSlam against Randy Orton.
Right.
All of those promos were so bad. It was literally just him cursing every 5 seconds and stuff like that.
I can understand that, but this is going to be covered as the biggest match probably of 2016.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, you're going to have Goldberg personally coming out of a 12-year hiatus to
Hasn't
come
wrestled
in.
a match since
Hasn't
then.
wrestled a match since then. We still don't know what kind of shape because he's supposed to go on. He's supposed to go on Monday Night whatchamacallit, on Raw this coming week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't know what kind of physical condition, even though I think that he's the type of person that's going to take care of himself no matter what.
I'm sure he's huge. He just wore that really big poofy jacket on Raw.
But
He always wore that jacket though,
Yeah.
even when he was doing that car show that he was a host of.
Yeah,
he
he
always
always-
wore that.
he always
jacket.
wore
so
jackets.
I don't think he's hiding anything.
No,
No.
I don't think he's hiding anything. But that even more to my point that I think that Brock owed it to the fans
Brock Lesnar.
to actually tell them that I am going to kick Goldberg's ass. I think that's what the crowd was
Even if
really,
it was
really
just
looking
that.
for. Even if it was that. You don't have to be the greatest, the greatest talker
Okay.
wrestler in the world.
he doesn't
where
need
you're
to shoot
coming
a
from.
Roddy Piper stature
Right.
promo. You
Yeah,
know,
say
he
a few
just needs
words.
a couple of words
Just
that
to
knows
say,
that he means business.
I accept your challenge, and I'm going to fucking kill you in the middle of the ring when I get...
I will have to say this.
Party.
Blue gasket.
Blue gasket, blue gasket.
All right. Well, to defend at least Paul Heyman, he's not really given much
No.
to work with. I mean, this guy who hasn't been in the company or wrestling at all, for that matter, in 12 years comes in, challenges Brock Lesnar. What do you go off of? You haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah, I know you're gonna a few interviews here and there. That's why I miss the traditional interview type of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it gives
All
you
those crazy promos with
Mean Gene Okerlund. You know, you didn't have much to work with, but all you got to do is have that one guy say to ask a few bullet point questions, and then you have a platform to go off of.
Yep.
You know, that's all you needed. And I mean, when you have these two guys randomly coming out speaking to Brock, I'm not really the biggest fan of these types of promos. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make much sense. You know, why are you going into the ring when the person that you're talking smack on can just come right out and beat the crap out of you?
Yeah.
It doesn't make much
There's
sense.
no
to me.
point.
Right. I do like it because I get to see them speak and they can engage the audience, but you know, I get it, but it's not my favorite.
I thought they would have
promos.
gotten more out of actual having them both in the middle of the ring and had the contract signing right then and there. That
That would
probably
be
would
good.
have bought. That probably would have bought the house down.
That would probably be. I'm seeing that's the go home show for Survivor Series.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
that's usually
The
around the
actual
time they do
contract
it.
signing?
Yeah.
Because Survivor Series
Agreed.
is the weakest out of all four of them.